Hello and welcome to Trading Hour on CNBC TV18. I'm Ekta Batra and with me is Prashant Nair. Well, it is the first trading session after the budget and it seems as though the markets have in fact forgotten about the budget if you just look at what's happening to specific stocks. So for example, we have Reliance Communication to talk about, Z Entertainment, DHFL, all of these stocks which are top of mind in terms of news at this point in time, and we'll be discussing all of this and more in the next 60 minutes. For the Nifty, currently down around 48 odd points. We have the mid-cap index, which is underperforming, down 0.7%, and the Bank Nifty too, which is down around 0.7%, courtesy a couple of stocks such as Yes Bank and IndusInd Bank. IndusInd, in fact, at the low point of the day, down 2.5%. Hi, Prashant.
Ekta, hi. Enough and more individual stories which are making waves in the market for one reason or the other. And one of them, of course, is Reliance Communication. And, you know, we'll have the management join us in just a bit to talk about what has happened. The stock's, of course, down about 36% or so at this point. I mean, the other big ones are what's happening with Z. It's at about 352. It's come off the lows by quite a bit. The low was about 331 today. We should look at Yes Bank. I mean, the low today was 176. The stock's come up to about 183 plus. And I mean, you know, the other private banks as well, Axis, ICICI, which are also off the lows, but I mean, they're not really doing very much. Sudarshan Sukhani is with us as always on the top to take some questions. Sudarshan, thank you for your time. Your sense and what would you do at this point?
Yeah, good morning again. See, my sense is that the markets are facing resistance at 10,950, that zone which has acted as resistance repeatedly. And we are looking towards a slide, and that slide should take us quickly to 10,600. So at current levels, there is a positional short that is available for the Nifty. Consider going short in the Nifty. It's not a day trade. You have to hold this as a position and go short in the Nifty Bank. In both the indices, with a lot of choppiness, markets should slowly slide down.
Stocks, Sudarshan, morning.
Good morning. Well, stocks are all over the place. The mid caps are getting hammered. So mid caps are easy to sell. One of them, of course, is not a mid cap, but M&M is a short sell. The charts are terrible. Support levels are breaking. So look to go and sell M&M. Sell JSW Steel. JSW is part of the metals pack, which is pretty bearish as a sector also. So consider going and selling JSW Steel. And finally, just to make it a little more cheerful, Colgate is a buy. Actually, Colgate, Dabur, Marico, all of them are buying opportunities. But for this show, I have Colgate as a buying opportunity.
Okay. All right, Sudarshan, we're going to let you go on that note. Thanks very much for joining in. No time for Twitter queries because we have a lot of stocks in focus at this point. Just want to point out the kind of intraday recovery that we've seen on DHFL, Prashant. You know, the management and the conference call which is being held today, they did mention that they're looking for a strategic partner in DHFL in the next 90 days itself. So that would be, I think, something which has really shored up sentiment at this point in time. They also mentioned that they've given detailed information to mutual funds and, you know, everybody else who's asked for it in terms of investors and creditors, lenders, etc., with regards to the exposure to this whole slum rehabilitation project. So I think that has probably assuaged concerns, but the strategic partner, I think, is probably what is firing up the stock. But the other one, Reliance Communication, is down close to 40%. This is as the company has decided to opt for insolvency proceedings following failure to sell assets for paying back its lenders. Let's go across to our colleague, Kritika Saxena, who's in conversation with Punit Garg, the executive director of the company.
Punit, simply put, what really gives you the confidence in the NCLT process to do what you couldn't complete doing outside the process for so long?
It's a so-called COC or those who, you know, it are the same lenders. They have run the process which was transparent and independent by appointing a bid evaluation committee as well, which was headed by Deputy Governor of RBI and you know, members of TRAI, etc. They have gone through the process, finalized the whole you know, bidding and the bids, and that's how the resolution plan was constructed. In the current process also, it is the same COC, so I do not see that we have to reinvent the wheel. for bidding process. So it's going to be the same bids, and the current buyers have already extended the long stop date.
Sorry for interrupting you, but I want to get to the point on the lack of consensus among lenders that you raised. Even in a press release, you've said that that was the key reason why the resolution couldn't be completed in 18 months' time. So can you help us understand what were these point of differences that came up amongst the lenders, and how do you think that they'll be resolved under NCLT?
Yeah, so I think some of the smaller lenders, and I would say that, those who have 80 or 100 crore of debt in the company, they would believe that they need to be paid 100%. They do not want, as part of that, some, equity or CRPS for interest, etc. And as you know, the way the PSU banks are, they would like a equitable solution to everyone. They can't give someone else a larger share and sacrifice that amount. And I think that is the unreasonableness which had in the meetings where we were unable to reach the 100% consensus. We had in most of the assets our consensus of 95, 97 or 99%.
The majority lenders are on board with the plan. Did they have concerns with respect to the resolution plan that you had pointed out, specifically SBI?
See, one of the proof here you would see that if I am saying that, we would be through 66% and we would, we have 90% plus in all the cases. Obviously, all the majority lenders are with us.
Are the lenders, both domestic and foreign, Punit, on board with the company going to NCLT, or is there any difference there as well?
We have had no differences between Indian lender and foreign lenders when it has come to agree on resolution plan or giving the consents. It's
already in the public domain that Jio is a buyer, but there was a lot of talk on possibility of after DOT calling it off, after NCLT now being the process and the way to go. I want to specifically ask you, does Jio continue to remain an interested party? Do you have the support of Jio here?
Well, I would not second guess that, given that if a buyer has extended the long stop date from December 2018 to June 2019.
So spectrum and tower assets are largely the area that are now headed to NCLT, and GCX and data center remain, correct? Broadly.
That's right.
Okay, that is the conversation with the RCOM management conducted by my colleague Kritika Saxena. And the details are at the bottom of the screen. Look at what's happening across the board for the group, Reliance Power, Capital, Infrastructure. I mean, they're all under severe pressure after what's happened with Reliance Communication. I think we are going to take a quick break here. The Nifty is down 55 points. 10,837 is where we stand. We're coming back with a quick check as far as the commodity space is concerned. Azleen Ahmed from Argus Media joins us on the other side.